Hi my angels and welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back and I am now officially a Mrs. If you hadn't seen my last video, you wouldn't know that I actually got married. I got married in Mexico about 2.5 weeks ago, which I'm not gonna lie, I have the wedding blues. I got quite ill last week and I'm trying to recover from that, but I'm so happy to be back and I'm so happy to be finally married and be able to share all the ins and outs that happened during the wedding, from planning to makeup looks to basically anything and everything wedding related. So I thought I would kickstart my videos back with doing a bit of an in-depth base routine. And this is basically the base routine that I did when I was out in Mexico. If you guys haven't been to Mexico before, it's basically really humid there. So I needed to make sure that whatever I'm putting on my base, it's gonna last me, it's not gonna budge. I'm basically gonna have like a flawless base no matter what the weather conditions were outside. For example, one of the events that we had, which was like kind of like a beach party, it was our fiesta night. It rained halfway through, so it was so humid, it was raining, but still my makeup stayed put. I can't wait to show you guys the looks that I did for the wedding. I think I'm gonna do my fiesta, my wedding, my reception, and potentially my mehndi look, because I feel like I got loads of questions on that. It was super simple to do, but I thought I would do that as well. But we're going to start off by doing this in-depth base routine because I want to show you guys exactly all the products that I used, why I used it, all the little tips and tricks that I did along the way to keep my base looking ace. So the first thing is first, we're going to moisturize our skin. I used a mixture of 2 moisturizers. Usually I mix these 2 together, and that is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This is the one with SPF 30, and also the Bobbi Brown Face Base. I love both of these, but I felt like I needed the SPF factor because obviously being in Mexico, it was very sunny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a mixture of both of these onto my face. I feel like I have a Phoebe voice right now because I have such a bad sore throat. It's better today, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it. I'm just adding the face base on top and then just rubbing that, and now just rubbing all of that into my skin and letting that sink in for a couple of minutes. I've just tucked my hair behind my ears because it's like totally getting in the way. I still have my extensions in. I actually love them. I'm so sad to have them taken out, but I think it's time because I want to go a little bit shorter on my hair, and also I feel so weird with no eyelash extensions. I got them done and I was trialing out different kind of looks and they're all off now. I actually spent a lot of time just kind of like with some oil just trying to take them off because they look really weird because I only had like a few hairs on my eyes. I'm going to try and rein myself in and not talk too much about the wedding because I want to do like Q&A and things where I actually just get to sit down and just talk to you guys about like everything that went on. We're going to try and keep this very kind of like makeup focused. For primer, I didn't actually pack a primer with me. Actually, tell a lie, I did pack one primer with me. It's the Fenty primer, but I very rarely used it because I needed something that I knew that my makeup was just going to last. So what I did for my primer is something that I do quite a lot here in England, but this I felt like was like the secret weapon and the secret hack to making sure that my base just did not budge, and that is taking the all-nighter setting spray from Urban Decay and basically using this as my primer. So I would spray this all over my face, and you can be generous with this because it is a very light mist, and then I would just push that into my skin with my beauty blender, and I would use this as my primer. And if you guys have tried this little trick before, you will know just how well your foundation will last using this as a primer. Next up, I used some sort of like glowy product because I wanted to make sure that I still had that kind of like bridal glow going on throughout the whole week. So I used a mixture of a few different products. I've got the By Terry Cellular Rose CC Serum. This is in the shade Sunny Flash. This just gives me a really beautiful like bronzed kind of like look to my skin. Or I used my Kiehl's Glow formula. This again is fab. I love mixing it in with my foundation or just wearing it underneath my foundation, or sometimes I actually went in with the Hollywood Flawless filter. But for today, I think I'm just going to use the By Terry. So I'm taking about 2 pumps of that on my hands, and you'll see just in an instance how glowy my skin looks. It literally looks like I've come off the beach. and you can probably tell that I'm looking quite glowy, but this is just to add a little bit of like bronziness to my skin before we went in with foundation. For foundation, I only think I took like 2 or 3 foundations with me, but the one that I kept reaching for over and over again is a foundation that you guys have seen so many times on my channel, and that is the All Nighter foundation from Urban Decay. I took 2 different shades of this. I took 5.0 to start off with, and as my skin got more tanned, I started using 6.0. So this one is 6.0, and I'm basically just going to start putting this onto my skin. And if you guys know me, you'll know that I've been a fan of this foundation pretty much ever since it launched. And the reason why I love it so much is because it lasts so well on my skin, but it also photographs really well. It just makes my skin just so beautifully like even. And I kind of knew as soon as I had kind of tried this, I was like, I can see myself wearing this on my wedding day, because it's just so like beautiful on the skin, and it goes with my skin really, really well. But I'm making sure I've got a nice amount on my nose, because this literally doesn't budge on my nose, which is amazing, and that's what I wanted, with obviously having the wedding outside and having so many events like outside in the heat. I needed something that was gonna stick. Not forgetting the ears, because that's one bit that I feel like is missed quite a lot of times. And then what I would do is I'd take my All Nighter setting spray again. You'll see a lot of this because I literally drenched my face in this, but I found that this really, really helped my foundation just last so long. So I've just done another little spray, and we're going to move on to using all of our cream products first, and then we're going to go and like set everything in place. So I wanted to kind of give you guys the full option from like cream contour all the way down to like powders. So for cream contour, I am going to go in with my Becca Lowlight Sculpting Medium. This is probably one of my favorite contouring creams. I just love the tone of this. It's got a really, really nice cool tone to it, so it adds a really nice amount of like shadow to the face. With this, you guys have seen me do it quite a lot of times, but I just would stipple this in the areas where I want to have shadow on my face. So generally underneath my cheekbones right there, on my jawline. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I did also find, having a destination wedding, I did wear less makeup in a weird way, because I just didn't feel like I wanted to wear a whole bunch of makeup on my face. But doing these little tips and tricks and using like thin layers really, really helped my makeup last and still look really nice in pictures as well. Just putting a little bit on the sides of my nose. It's so weird because I just want to have like verbal diarrhea and just tell you guys everything about the wedding, but I'm kind of leaving that because I don't want to be like repeating myself in all the videos, so please bear with me, because I can't wait to do like loads of more like wedding talks and chats with you guys. Cream contour is done. I just wanted something very, very minimal. Basically the jet lag really did hit a lot of us very hard, so this was my savior. So this is the YSL Touche Eclat. It's a neutralizer. It's in the Apricot shade, and I loved using this underneath my eyes because Lord knows I needed it some days, because there were days where I just hadn't slept or didn't sleep enough, and it really did affect my under eyes, but I think they're looking okay right now, so we're going to skip that. For concealer, I'm using my fave. This is the Maybelline Eraser Eye Concealer. This is actually in the shade Neutraliser, and this is actually a new shade that they've introduced, and I love it because it's got a slight yellow undertone. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the usual areas of my face. So underneath my eyes, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. This is like the usual areas that I like to highlight and conceal. And then the only place that I did want a little bit more brightness was underneath my eyes. So I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape and just adding 3 lines underneath there. And then taking the top pointy bit of my beauty blender, I'm just blending all of that out. I wanted to make sure that I was looking really nice and fresh for all the events. This definitely helped. And then if I found that it was looking too bright, I just took the foundation end and just went over the edges. So pretty much all of the cream products are done, and now we're going to set everything in place. So I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. This is in the shade 01, and I'm going to grab my brush. And I'm just going to start setting underneath my eyes. And then also around my nose. And then the last two areas that we applied the concealer. And then to set all the areas that I contoured, I'm taking the Back to Bronze, which is from L'Oreal. Again, this is such a beautiful tone for a bronzer. I just love that it's not cool toned and it's not like too warm, and it just looks so stunning on the skin. And I'm just adding that to the areas that we contoured. And it's a very creamy bronzer, this is, and it glides on really well and it blends really nicely into the skin. One of the days I had my henna in the morning, I was up personally at 5 o'clock in the morning because I had to get my makeup done and my hair done and like get my outfit on before my henna started. And then we had our fiesta in the evening and that started at 6. And my base, basically I just retouched just very, very slightly. I just added a little bit of like highlight and bronzer to the areas that I needed. And whatever was left over on my foundation on my beauty blender, I just kind of like went over, and my base was looking so good. Even in all the photos, it was just looking amazing. And that truly, like for me, tested out my base routine for whilst I was out there, and it was just looking so good. My nose does generally get a little bit oily throughout the day, so that was the only area that I really had to just kind of powder up. But other than that, the rest of my base was looking so good. I actually couldn't quite believe in that heat and that humidity how well it lasted. So if any of you guys are going on holiday and you want like a full-on like foolproof like base routine, then definitely try these little tips and tricks out, because for me it worked so well, and it also looked so good in all the pictures. That's one thing that I wanted to make sure that in the pictures it didn't look like I was wearing like too much crazy amount of makeup, because I wanted to be quite simple when it came to my makeup looks, which you guys will see in the upcoming videos. But enough of me digressing. My bronzer is all on, and this is what my base is looking like right now. I am gonna just add a tiny little bit of blush to my cheeks, and a little bit of highlight, because I do want it to be obviously skin focused, so you guys know exactly what my base was like. I kid you not, all my brushes that I packed are all in here, and I've tried to keep all my like wedding makeup that I packed separate because I just didn't want to like mix it up with anything else. But now I'm just going to very quickly add some highlight. This is the Crushed Foils from L'Oreal, and it's quite an intense highlight, but I flipping love it. I had so many questions on my Instagram because I hadn't tagged like who did my makeup, but I did my makeup for all of my events, like literally every single one of them, because I know my face, I know how quickly I can do my makeup, and I just didn't want like any fuss. I just wanted to get into my like dressing table area, do my makeup, and then just enjoy all the events. So I'm very quickly going to fill my brows and do my lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my brows, lashes and lips done. So there's just a few more things left to do on my base, and then we are completely done for this like in-depth destination wedding base routine. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to spray some of the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist just on the top parts of my cheeks where I've applied highlight, and this is just going to really kind of make that area just glow a little bit more. And all this mist does is it adds a little bit more luminosity in the areas that you apply it. So I always just kind of focus it where I've applied my cheek highlight. So this product is a super brand new product. I feel like I'm one of the first people in the UK to have this, which I'm so super thankful for, and that is the All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. And this is beyond something that I've ever seen before. When you feel this powder, it is so finely milled, and this is like that perfect kind of like icing on the cake to this base routine. So I'm just going to tap some of this on to the areas of my face that I just want to keep real put, and this is going to add that extra layer of protection from that humidity, and it's going to keep my makeup lasting even longer. And what I love about this powder is that it's completely translucent, and that basically means that any skin tone can wear this, and I've been really enjoying this. I actually love like the whole all-nighter range. So I'm really glad that they added a powder into that. So the final step now is to make sure everything is locked into place, and we're just going to apply some more spritz of the all-nighter setting spray. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go and just spray my face one more time. I know I did quite a few layers of this all-nighter setting spray throughout like the whole base process, but that I really think helped my makeup last for so long. I do the same thing here in the UK as well, but for me the test was really like the whole wedding week, and the fact that my makeup just stayed put in the humidity, in the long hours, outside and inside, like didn't matter where I was, my makeup just stayed put. I have to put it down to my all-nighter setting spray. You guys know already how much I love this. The all-nighter setting spray actually makes your makeup last 16 hours. My makeup actually lasted way longer than 16 hours because I had my makeup on from 5 o'clock in the morning on the day of my Mendi and Fiesta, and the Fiesta ended at like 1 o'clock in the morning the following morning. So I had my makeup on for just under 20 hours, which is crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed my in-depth foundation and base routine. I did switch up the odd thing here and there, like my highlight, or I skipped out my cream contour, but I will run you through all of that when I do the makeup looks that I wore during my wedding week, which I can't wait to share with you guys. But I would love to know what other wedding content you guys would like to see here on YouTube. I'm also going to be asking my Instagram fam as well what you guys would like to see wedding content wise, and I can't wait to start filming again, and I can't wait to not be so secretive about everything because it's all done now and I can't quite believe it. I hope you guys enjoyed this in-depth base routine. I hope you love it as much as I do. I just love the way that this looks in person as well as in video and photo. If you guys haven't seen our wedding video yet, I will leave a link to it below or leave it in the eye up there so you guys can check that out and see what we got up to in the week of our wedding. I honestly genuinely had the time of our life. It was the best week of our life, and the fact that we got to celebrate it with all of our loved ones, it was genuinely the best thing we could have ever asked for. Please don't forget to follow me on all my social media because I've been posting a lot of sneak peeks of the wedding over on my Instagram and Twitter and all of that. Before I leave, I would like to say a really big thank you to Decay, who have been such amazing supporters of mine, and I've loved them ever since I was like 16 and I'm almost 30 now, so it's a good like 15 years. Yeah, I'd just like to say a massive thank you for partnering up with me on this video and playing such a big role in my makeup game for like the biggest week of my life. So thank you so much to the entire Decay team. I love you guys so much, and obviously I love all of you guys. And oh, one more thing, oh my god, I keep forgetting to say things. We reached 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, what the heck? This is just, honestly, this is like the best wedding present I could have ever asked for. So yeah, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you guys as well, because our family here on YouTube has grown to be 2 million, which is just, I can't get my head around it, but I'm super thankful. Thank you for kind of bearing with me over the past year or so, because my content has been here, there, everywhere. We've been taking secret trips to like Mexico and things like that in between, so things have been a little bit crazy, but I'm hoping to be back to regular programming. I'm going to be doing more vlogging as well, so I'm really excited what the next chapter has in store for all of us as a family. So yeah, now I really am gonna go, and I will hopefully see you guys all in my next video. Bye!